What is up, gentlemen? NYKA31 here. Madden 21 coverage series. Finished with quarters. Now we're going to go on to the two other match coverages that I play. Well, the second of the two, well, more than two. I play like four. But the second batch of match coverages that I play, cover 6 and cover 9. Really the same coverage, just different directions as far as how they are played. So, C6. Wrong controller. Cover 6. What is cover 6? Here's the play art. Cover 6 is a combination coverage. It's a combination of quarters on one side and cover 2 on the other. And in this case, it's cover 2 sink or trap 2. It's going to have the strengths and flaws of both in the real world and also in the application for the game. It's going to have the same strengths and bugs in both. So keep that in mind. So in cover 6, what you have is you're going to usually have the quarter side played to the strongest side of the formation. So in a 2x2 doubles formation like this, the strongest side of the formation is the speed side, the side with the two receivers. So the reason why you would play that strong side, weak side is simple. You still have, but have a too high alignment, you have, and let's assume that Madden Pursuit usually makes sense. Again, we're talking both in real life and also how it plays in the video game. So by aligning the quarter side to the receiving strength of the formation, the attached two receiver side, you still have a safety here in run support for inside zone to the strong side. And you also have the slot corner there as your forced defender. So you lose a safety in run support, run fit wise, but you pick up the slot corner, which still leaves you with 8 guys in the run fit out of a too high shell. Now, as far as route distribution goes, as you see here, both sides, if they ran counter, you have the safety there as the cutback defender and the corner on your right as the force defender. Now, as far as route distribution, nothing changes. Nothing changes rule-wise as far as the coverage is concerned. Rules are all the same. Quarter flat does its thing. Redirect. Cushion the release of number 1 vertical. Work back to the flat. Look back inside for work if nothing's to the flat. Man on deep. 2 read. He plays, or he should be playing like a vertical hook drop, 10 to 12 yards vertical. 3 rec has opened up to the 3 receiver side, matching crosser, and trap 2 is played here between the corner and the safety. Trap 2 is a pattern read cover 2 concept. If the number 1 receiver goes vertical and there's no number 2 to the flat, the corner has him man-to-man. If number 1 goes vertical and number 2 releases to the flat, the corner traps the flat, and the safety has to pick him up man-to-man as far as number 1 is concerned. So let's run a route combo like we have Y-cross flood. So you should be having your normal match quarters rules to your left and cover 2 sink or trap 2 played to your right. Reroute. Pick him up man-to-man. Works back to the flat. 3 rec opens up to the strong side. Then works back. He opens up to the strong side in case the back, angles out. Vertical hook. Reason why he has to account for the back angling out because this guy's a vertical hook defender. He has to work vertical in case the tight end is releasing up the field. Again, he's playing it like he would if he was playing Tampa 2. So that's all fine and good. Out route man to man. Man on the deep route here. And he's a deep half safety, just drifting off into space, which we all know that we hate. In this type of situation, we all know that he would be reading the quarterback's eyes, and looking back for something. But, you know, in Madden world, it's drifty drift. Now, historically, I don't love the way vertical hooks play in Tampa 2. They don't get the proper depth sometimes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot Herndon just down the middle of the field, and we're going to drag Perryman. Now, in off-coverage quarters, if number 1 goes under on the quarter side, the corner will release him. If you press him, if you saw in our quarters video, when you press them, they convert to man everywhere he goes. They play man coverage. But off coverage, they'll release, and the corner will sink back. And let's see how the vertical hook plays. He does pretty good. That's excellent. Releases the under, sinks back. Here's the under, 3-rec. Kind of can play them both, obviously, since they're running into each other. I was just doing this for demonstration purposes. Nothing changes there. And this is excellent. He didn't drop him off at all. He just ran right with him. That's beautiful. That's perfect. And the safety could be in position to obviously overlap that and break on it. Now, let's press the corner and run the same under. I want to see what happens. Okay. I was afraid the vertical hook would get sucked down. Let's try it again, because as we know in Madden, consistency is key in these things, and it doesn't always happen. And that kind of lets him go. Consistency, 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 game. Come on. Do that again. Huh. So, weird. Why does he do it right 2 out of 3 times? Alright, going to run the same route combination, but we're going to flip the play. So on the cover 2 side, what should happen here is against this route combination, the corner, the saw squat corner, matches vertical release at number 1. If there's no vertical release by number 1 and there's a flat threat, he will, like I said, trap the flat. And in that case, the safety would have to climb. But in this route combination, he has a vertical release, so he should be playing a man-to-man. The vertical hook needs to be carrying Crowder to a depth of 10 to 12 yards and matching him down the field if he breaks out. And also if he breaks inside, because he's the only one there accounting for that type of route in that depth. The safety has your normal deep half safety responsibility. His first job is to cut off the fade in the corner. If there's no fade or corner, he can drive and top the post on the release of the throw, or if he reads it, and help out inside. The 3-rec should be looking forward for the first crosser, and the quarter side is pretty self-explanatory. That out route should not be much of a factor. And you have the delay route as well by the back. The 3-rec is in conflict here by this route combination, which is fine. If a guy is conflicted by a route combination, that's fine. There's a reason why route combinations are designed the way they are, is to conflict defenders. The good ones, anyway. That's the quarter flat. Here's your 3-rec. He opens up to the strong 3-receiver side. And he also has the delay route. I don't like how he has ESP and knows that route is leaking out. But, he's got 2 guys there to account for, and he can't do it. Again, you have the vertical hook here. He does his job really well. That's perfect. Carries vertical. Drifty drift. If no streak or corner, he can top this bad boy along with the corner to create a double team. Quarter side safety. Again, weak side safety. If there's no vertical to him, he can do whatever the hell he wants, really. This out route is pretty much not going to be anything that you can hit unless you time it right. Bang, bang, throw. Quarter 5 gets out there really well, and the corner here is actually in pretty good position. Does not give up a lot of separation. Again, that's all matchup dependent. You have a bad route running right receiver against a okay average corner. I'm going to flip that, and I want to keep the back into block and see the reaction of the 3-rec. He lets him go. I mean, he can afford to be aggressive there against that route combination since he knows he has vertical help elsewhere. Why are you lurking a drag? That's why I'm looking a drag. I'm controlling the 3-rec defender. That's his damn job. Rage message sender. I had someone send me a rage message because I lurked a drag playing this exact coverage. Doing this. Everything else is fine. And again, there's going to be no one there, so if you're playing as a user and you recognize that, you can just be real aggressive here. And again, CPU awareness of the call. Not only just awareness of routes, but awareness of the call that you're in. If you're a defender and this is your assignment, you don't have vertical help. So use your recognition skills to play in accordance to your scheme. Something the game lacks. Play action dagger. Nothing should change here. Pretty straightforward. Matched really well. Just throw it away. Matched. You're more than welcome to top this bad boy. he can drop back deeper. Nah, he does a good job. That's fine. Where is he? He's on the 28-yard line. He goes where? 28? No, it's not near deep enough. He needs to be around here. That's too shallow. That's fine. He delivers the drag to him. Vertical route here on the square in. And man-to-man coverage here. Now let's run that same route combination. Now remember the concept of trap 2. Let's say we run Herndon here to the flat. That would trigger the trap 2 concept. The corner will bail out like it's covering a vertical and then sink back to trap the flat late. You saw Jalen Ramsey do this just a couple nights ago. And what should happen is that now the safety should top that vertical route. That's fascinating. Because in cover 2 sync, they don't do that. That's how trap 2 should be played. To the flat. He's carrying. And then he's going to trap the flat late. Try to bait that throw. Safety tops it. A little bit late, but he at least does it. I might be able to get that throw in there. Let's try it. Whoops. Okay, he drives on it. I mean, he's Marcus May. He's a decent player, but I can live with that. Drive on the damn throw. Wouldn't it be nice if I could have Jamal Adams on the field here to test that to see how well he reacts to it? But, you know, that was not terrible. All right, you can hit it in front of him and between them. Let's try it a few times and see if that holds up. If that does, then, you know, that's not bad. I just want to see him drive on it. If he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there, but at least to make the effort to do it and recognize the concept and play the concept properly. Okay, you can position to catch that in front of him. But if he's if he's a little bit better, he gets there quicker. That's really all you want. Play the concept right and let the guy play it according to his talent level. And also, that's the importance of the vertical hook being deeper. If he's those few yards deeper in his drop, that's a much harder throw. You see, he's standing on the he's really on the 33.5. We'll call it the 34. So he should be dropping to at least the 44. He takes this false step. That's what kills it. He takes this false step here, and then he gets back to where he should be, or close to where he started. Takes those false steps laterally and down, and then ends up on the 34. If he ends up here, put a circle here. That's a huge difference in shrinking the throwing lane, because then now with the ball in the air, he could be able to get back on it and break it up or make it a much tighter window. I mean, that's a clear flat. That's a clear flat release. There's no need for him to widen that because, again, understanding the concept. You know, in this coverage concept, the corner is going to be trapping this bad boy. So why are you doing this? Movement, 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 as Sim Ball Critic likes to preach. But I can live with the safety. What's really fascinating about that is that cover 2 sync, they won't play it like that. I'll show you that right now. Cover 2 sync. Do the same thing. Safety will not top it. So why will he top it right in C6, but not in cover 2 sync? Those are the things in Madden that drive you nuts. You see the ability to do it right is there. Make it right and consistent across the coverage schemes where the concept's being played. Why cross? And there's our beautiful weak side safety doing what the weak side safety does. The corner did his job. I mean, you're putting a lot of pressure on the 3-rack to just rob that all the way across the field. This is fine. A proper drop depth would make that window even tighter. Three Rack is robbing the crosser across the field, but he drops off of him. He should just carry him, just rob him across the field. Robot the crosser, as Saban would say. And that leaves us with Drifty Land weak side safety, because with number 2 going under, once number 2 goes under in quarters, you're free. You're free to do whatever the hell you want. Or, you know, if you have a game plan specific call for him to do that. Once number 2 goes under, you're a wild card. You can just diagnose the play as you need to. Drive on the thing, please. Do something. So again, you're seeing the same strengths and flaws in both cover 2 and quarters in the game that we've gone over. And I haven't even gotten to cover 2. Cover 2 is a nightmare in this game. A complete nightmare. It's free completions all over the field. Now, C9, only difference in C9 is that the quarter side is going to be on the weak side of the formation, and the trap 2 side is going to be on the strong. So in this type of formation, the strong side in doubles is the 2 receiver side. Now, what if they're in a detached spread set? What's considered a strong side? The game does a pretty good job of strong side and weak side. Sometimes it gets a little bit weird, but if you have auto flip on, it'll get it right. I would say between 85 to 90% of the time. We're gonna go cover 2, not cover 2, but cover 6, show 2, come out in a spread set. We're just gonna we'll just call anything. In a spread 2x2 set, the quarter side is to the 3 receiver side. That's now the strong side of the formation. So if the tight end is detached, or not detached, but attached to the line, the speed side is the strength of the formation. If it's a 2x2 spread set like this, the strong side is the 3 receiver side, which will be the side of the 2 receivers and the back. Only difference. And cover 9 is just flipped. The quarter side is to the weak side. The cover 2 side is to the strong side. So against 2x2, I just play it by tendency as far as what they like to do to the wide side and boundary side of the field, and that's when I play C6, C9. Now against trips, you run into a lot of the same stuff that you face. I don't know, let's go up again. Let's go 66 Dixie. Now against trips, you do have a lot of the same issues that you would have in cover 6 versus quarters or in quarters. The straight 4 verts, it's okay. Again, the weak side safety is, doing what weak side safeties do. And, the seam flat takes that false step inside, which would hurt him in the event that guy broke out. All right, let's put him on a smart out route. See here, now all of a sudden he's just wide the hell open to give up his leverage to the inside. And straight, 4 verts. The strong side safety takes a hesitation step on the vertical release of number 3. I mean, they're relating to the route right, at least, but the technique is just awful. Number 3 right does a good job of walling it off, but the technique by the safety is just really bad. You can see he's fine up until here, and then he stops his feet. No reason to stop your feet, buddy. You're vertical, so you just keep on running vertical. Your man's vertical, you run with him. That's really problematic against a route combo like this. You see there's all kinds of craziness there, where again, he's reading number 2 vertical. He's reading number 3. Number 3 goes under, so he climbs all the way out, and he just drops him off. And this dude here gets turned loose because you have a flat threat, and the vertical hook's nowhere near deep enough, and he has vacated this massive area where he could be looking at the quarterback's eyes, reading the play, and coming down on anything coming from the backside. Be a poacher. All right, we're going to run C9 against that same route concept. So it should be pretty straightforward. You have some potential conflict here between the 3-rec and the quarter flat. The quarter flat should take the back going out. He follows him across the field, however, and that leaves X wide open. I mean, as far as the back and the 3-rec go, it can be played either way. I mean, you can have the quarter flat take number 2 weak in the back in this case, whether he goes inside or outside, either or. If that's the case, then the 3-rec has to be accountable for the first crosser all the way across the field, because if he's going to take the back, whether he goes inside or out, he then cannot drop him. So either way you want to program it, if you want to program it that way, fine, but it has to be right. If you want to program them to switch off, that's fine, but that also has to be right. Here, it's wrong either way, because he starts to take him and then peels back. The vertical hook's actually in a pretty good position here to come back down late on it. But the problem here is that he does not match the crosser across the field. C6 against gun bunch. What's nice about C6 versus gun bunch is that it eliminates snap throw for verts. Corner is obviously man locked on a vertical release if number 2 doesn't go to the flat. And nothing changes here as far as what's going on the quarter side. Everything should play out with normal, box rules. And with everyone going vertical, should be distributed real nice. And it is. Quarter flat. First out. Corner. Second out. Strong side safety. Takes the point man and the bunch vertical. Perfecto. So the snap throw is gone. Do have an issue though if they do one of these bad boys. So that confuses them. All of a sudden, my man here wigs out. So you gotta do one of two things. If you recognize that, you either gotta haul tail with him. You either gotta use that if you think that's gonna be coming with him, or be on the 3-rec and haul ass and find him. One of the two. What makes it tough is that people do stuff like this, put him underneath, maybe streak him. And now there's, no one there. And you got to use that. So you got to account for the bust there and also for the under, and that makes it really difficult. C9 handles that much better. C9, the weak side safety, plays it similar to how he would play in palms. He overlaps number 3 vertical, so there's no bork out on a motion out snap throw vertical attempt. Everyone's accounted for. And the weak side, quarter flat, takes the back coming out. So even if they, let's do something like this. C9. So even if they wheeled him out and brought him under, the back's accounted for. And all you got to worry about is maybe cutting the slant route. Halfback wheel is taken. He's man everywhere he goes. Overlap on the vertical. If he really wants to throw that quick, you're using somebody. You're probably using him. You can wall that off yourself. and then, come back down. And you can do stuff like if you're playing against a guy who's less mobile like a Marino, you can drop a guy into a hook to the right side or spy to obstruct that throw to the drag or slant route. So you can live with that. I mean, as long as you can just eliminate those snap throws, you're fine. All right, C6 against mesh post. Just stock mesh post. Not bad. There's a couple of issues here. It's okay, but it's the vertical hook. Corner releases the drag, and he's just kind of squatting. The back is wheeling out. He comes down, and the vertical hook again taking all these false steps. All these false steps, gaining no depth in his drop. None at all. That's just an easy window if you have time to let it clear. Because again, this guy's not topping anything. Everyone else does a great job. He goes under. 3x there to wall him off. That's excellent. By the safety, finding first vertical coming at him. That's great. All right, let's try to cross it up here. Let's do something like this. See he gets kind of turned loose because again, the safety is going to be playing first vertical coming. Safety is going to be playing first vertical coming at him. So if we change that first vertical, that's going to leave the post. And again, if the vertical hook was dropping deeper, he might be there to to bang bang play that a lot better. You see, we clear that guy out of there. And that creates the hole here. Because again, you're just drifting off like a madman. You're just determined to cover grass, aren't you? And your drop is just a complete nightmare. You're going inside, you're going lateral, you're going everywhere but vertical. Ugh, that's ugly. So same, let's go C9 against mesh post. Safety carries him. A couple of problems here. The 3-rec is going to be conflicted and kind of drops off that drag because again, the backer has the back wheeling out, but the 3-rec, once he opens up to the strong side, he's just kind of lost. He's lost between the flat route and the shallow crosser. The quarter flat has to provide a bracket. Remember, he can't come down to the flat right away. The corner's still playing box, but what happens here is when he runs inside, he now becomes a safety's man, and the safety picks him up man to man. The 3-rec working out and not really knowing what to do causes him to run all the way across the field free as a bird. I mean, you can, with mesh post here, run C9 again. You can also maybe man up, point man the bunch. Works a little bit better. Mesh post. Let's try to send an extra guy down the middle of the field here. All right, no one gets turned loose. So, you know, that's basically C6 and C9. I like C9. Generally, I like C9 better against bunch. And I'll play C6 and C9 against trips, just depending on what the opponent likes to do. But again, you see that you have the same things you got to look out for as far as weaknesses and bugs in the game with quarters that we saw that you have to account for, as well as cover 2 as well, which we've experienced. So those are the kind of things that you want to keep in mind, but that's the general concept of the coverage and how they should be relating to routes against what you're typically going to be seeing when you play in head-to-head games. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.